Not a typical video for me on this channel, but I am so over it. Every time we turn on any source of media, traditional, social, we are getting hedged to death. We are being prognosticated to death with everything that's happening to the world based on the opinions of professionals or experts or self-professed professors. This is going to go right, this is going to go wrong. Mostly everything is going to go wrong. But the one thing they all have in common, every single one of them have something in common. They don't have an answer. They don't have an answer. You can go ahead and read books, look at what happened in the past, sit here and go, this is from this playbook. This leader's doing this, these leaders are doing that. The history of this goes back to ancient times. That's great. So everybody is kind of vying for this Nostradamus kind of position based on the experts that they are. So when I say we're getting hedged to death, the term hedging is what the news and everybody loves to use. And pharmaceuticals, if this has happened, this could be. These tests are showing results that might. Experts are saying, people are saying, nothing definitive. Everything is to hang you out there. But the problem is nobody's given an answer on how to deal with it. All of this stuff is like people are either deflating or conflating what's happening out there based on an opinion. And then you have podcasts that are giving an opinion based on others of people's opinion. And so it's so distorted and it's so far removed from the reality is nobody is giving an answer. Everybody's just putting out content to go, oh, what do we do? NEM, it's a twister. You know what I'm saying? It's freaking obnoxious. Is it cool to be up to current events? Is this what's really happening in your world? Yeah, these things happening out there, yeah. So let's assess. How is this really impacting you right now, this very second? $1 more a gallon, price is a little more expensive at food. So how do we reevaluate? How do we find our own solution to this? I'm charged, man. I'm trying to keep my words straight too, so I don't, use dirty words and stuff, because I've been known to. We've relied so much on hearing other people's opinions, we in turn affect the ability for us to form our own opinion based on a reflection of like, is that really true? And is that happening? And if it's happening, then what? And then how does it affect us? So here's my solution. My solution is everybody who's out there, from, like I said, professors to politicians to educators to world leaders who are saying this and that, oh my God, this is what's going to happen. It's going to happen based on an old way of living life, based on how we know life to be in a very material way. How do we survive? We survive by changing our mindset. I mean, think about this. When people say, take the money out, you got to take the money out, you got to get gas, all that's going to be useless. Money's not going to have the same value. So where's the power of value going to be? What do you have to barter? What do you have to trade? Gas? You're going to run out of gas if all that stuff happens, if it's end times. None of that comes into play. What comes into play is, what do we have in the present moment in order for us to stay alive? Did you prep? Okay, you can prep so much. Even if you're a pro prepper and you've got 2 years out, at the end of 2 years, you still got to figure out another way to continue on. Maybe you make yourself a little more valuable, or you make yourself a huge target because you're a prepper. Everybody finds out you're a prepper and everybody comes in. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So we have opinions even on preppers who prep the wrong way, or be careful of prepping. Don't let anybody know that you're prepping. But in the meantime, watch a prepping video on how to prep. And so the anxiety that's being driven based on hedging, could be, is it? Yes, it could be. It might be. It might not happen. We're so entertained by this hedging communication of being there going, oh, this professional says this. People are saying, that's the funniest one in the world. People are saying, well, what are people saying? That means 2 or more people in one room means plural. That would mean people are saying. So if you're talking to somebody that has the same confirmation bias as you do, then all of a sudden, people are saying. It's just, yes, is the world going through a lot? Sure. Is there a lot of anxiety out there? Sure. Could there be a tectonic shift in what our life looks like in the future? Sure. So then all we got to do is change what the future looks like in our mind. Because we project the future is we're at a loss if we don't have the ability to have stuff, the material world. Not the world of like, what makes me something worth bartering? Let me see, I live here, I can do this, I can do that. Well, if there's no such thing as money, I don't have to worry about paying rent, mortgage, credit cards, car payment, insurance. That's all out the fucking window. I went there. You know what I'm saying? All the things we stress about in real life disappears when, if the end, in the way we know it, is happening. So instead of playing into the hedging, my thing is, we have all the answers. It's just shifting in here. What are the priorities? What does it look like? What does the new world possibly look like? Based on the hedging that everybody's telling us that this could be anything from a catastrophic end to humanity to a tectonic shift in what our species looks like moving forward. But it's mind-numbing how much noise is out there that's doing nothing but holding you down based on that hedge mentality. Everybody has an opinion about an opinion about an opinion about an opinion. And funny enough, I have an opinion about all those opinions. But even though this is the Positive Wave Rider channel, and this was kind of an edgier kind of push, the Positive Wave Rider aspect of me is like, all right, well, wait a second. If I don't have to pay for rent, all I got to do is drink water, food, take care of the people around me, work with my community. We just had these huge, ginormous floods here in Hawaii. When you see how the community came out full stop, it gives you a little faith in what's really out there in humanity. You don't have to be panicking about stuff. Do you want to prep? Sure. Is there going to be collateral damage if it all goes down? Sure. Elderly are going to pass away. People who need their daily medicines are going to pass away. Sure. There's going to be, some catastrophic changes in the population. But who knows? In a very odd way, this complete emotional Heimlich maneuver in moving forward, understanding what does the future look like, if it's completely different than what we're in right now, then it may not be as difficult for you to wrap your head around what it does look like if all these people who are prognosticating or hedging because of their professionalism or who they are and what they say, and I don't slam them for it. They spent their whole life studying things, reading, studying history, and it's repeating itself and so on and so forth. But that's the one thing that none of them ever do. What do? And then what? We got a saying here in Hawaii, then what? Okay, then what? The other saying here in Hawaii is imua. Keep going, move forward, figure out a way. So very energized I am today. And the very positive side of me, that I'm generally that individual, I have the matched heavy energy on the other side as well. So, I don't think I offended anybody on this. I don't care if I offended anybody, but I don't think I had anything to say that made those people that I was talking about being the hedgers as being bad or anything like that. It's just the noise we surround ourselves with. So I surround myself with the noise of the ocean in the distance. Anyhow, I guess I better change my depends now. Because I just, that's my story I'm sticking to. You guys take care of yourself. Remember, count the wins. They're small little wins during the day. They stack up so you can see over the bullshit of life. I'm just saying. All right.